Namaskar, welcome back to the Saffron Box. I'm Yamini Sharma, and today I'll be talking to you about the month of November 2024. Now, this is an interesting month because some important planetary movement is happening in this particular month. Sun is coming out of the debilitation sign, that is, Sun is moving from Libra out towards Scorpio. Saturn is becoming direct, right? So there are important events which are happening in the celestial skies, and in this video we'll try and understand as to how these events are likely to impact us. Keep your ascendant in mind, keep your rising sign in mind, and then you can understand better, you'll be able to relate better, and take the necessary precautions or be prepared for the kind of times or the kind of events which can occur, right? So whenever we are talking about predictions or we're talking about understanding these transits, we are basically trying to forearm ourselves about whatever's going to come, right? So whenever we are talking about predictions, we are just trying to talk about possibilities. Of course, a lot depends on your natal chart, your dashas which are running, the major periods which you run, right? So the transits help to deliver these results, and the transits also kind of forewarn you in terms of what is to come, right? So always take it like that, and it will help you live better, it will help you understand things better, right? So let's understand the transits first. And at this note, let me also remind you all, in case you haven't subscribed till now, do remember to subscribe, because I've been seeing my data and I see that more than 70% people who listen to my videos have not subscribed to them, right? So have not subscribed to my channel. So if you are listening to me, do click the subscribe button. It really helps, in understanding that your reach is getting better and people are listening to you. It also helps you get notified at the right time. You can also leave comments in the comment section. Let me know what kind of content you want, right? Otherwise, most of the times I get busy with consultations, and I have to take out time separately to plan what content to make, or what kind of videos would you like me to make, right? So on this note, again, I would remind you, do subscribe. All it takes is a small click, and there's nothing to lose, right? So I'll talk about the monthly transits first. What are the kind of transits which are happening in the month of November? Beginning with Sun, the king of planets. Sun is going to be moving out of its debilitation sign, that is Libra, and moving into the sign of Scorpio. So Sun is out of its Neecha Rashi, and that's a good sign. So by the middle of the month, by 15th 16th of November, Sun will be out to Scorpio. Then we have Mercury. Mercury is currently in the sign of Scorpio, and on the 25th of November, Mercury is going to become retrograde, right? So Sun and Mercury are going to stay together in the second half in the sign of Scorpio. Very powerful energy there. Then we have Mars currently transiting through the sign of Cancer. It's sign of debilitation, and it's, as I've already mentioned in my previous videos also, that Mars is going to be here till June. So be very cautious when it comes to Mars, especially if it's your ascendant lord, especially if your moon sign lord is Mars, or it is one of the Kendra lords. Mars is a very important planet. Mars is the energy which we have. Mars is the action which we take finally on ground with our physical body. Mars is also a physical body. Remember, it's a ruler of the first sign of the horoscope, of the national horoscope. So it is a very important planet, and Mars staying in debilitation for a long time affects a lot of people, especially if you're undergoing Mars Mahadasha as well. Then we have Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is retrograde currently. We have Venus. Venus is going to move from the sign of Scorpio, where it is currently transiting, into the sign of Sagittarius by the 6th of November. So it's going to happen in the first 1 week of November itself. Then Saturn is going to become direct on the 15th of November. This is good news. Saturn has been retrograde. In fact, I had made a video also on this, and I know, making you understand the impact it has on all the signs. So Saturn, which is currently retrograde, another 15 days, Saturn is going to become direct. So that again is a major development. And on the same day, rather within 24 hours of Saturn becoming direct, Sun is also coming out of Libra going to Scorpio. So again, an important, event for both the major planets. Then of course we have Rahu in the sign of Pisces, Ketu is in the sign of Virgo. And another very important thing which I have observed in this coming month, in the month of November, is that when Venus will move into the sign of Sagittarius, there would be a Rashi Parivartan, or a sign exchange between Jupiter and Venus. So Jupiter is currently in the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, and Sagittarius is a sign of Jupiter, Jupiter is the ruler, and Venus is going to be in Sagittarius. So there is going to be an exchange or a Rashi Parivartan between Jupiter and Venus. Remember, both of them are gurus, both of them are planets of knowledge, planets of wisdom. They give us a lot. They are planets of wealth and prosperity also. And with Diwali season currently going on, Jupiter and Venus, we actually pray to all the planets. We pray to all the Navgrahas, but Jupiter and Venus do hold a special importance during this time, because they are the bestowers of wealth and prosperity on all of us, right? So this is an important thing which is occurring, and this has to be noticed. This has to be also considered as we move ahead. So I'll move on, and I'll talk about all the 12 signs. I'll begin with Aries. So if you've got an Aries ascendant, Aries is your rising sign, your Lagna. Then the Lagnesh, that is Mars, the ascendant ruler, is currently in the 4th house, in the sign of debilitation. We have a lot of energy in the 8th house, right? Sun is, Mercury is currently in the 8th house of Scorpio. Venus is there. Sun is also going to be coming to the 8th house on the 16th of November. So there is going to be a lot of energy there, with these 3 planets coming through. Also the 8th lord, that is your Lagnesh, Mars again, is in the state of debilitation also, though it is in the Kendra. So that debilitation is not so bad for you as well. One more important thing which I see is that the 6th lord, that is Mercury, is also in the 8th house, right? So Mercury is your 6th lord, and it is going to be in the 8th house. So there's a kind of Vipreet Rajyog also being formed. Now, how do I take it overall? Saturn is also becoming direct in the house of gains. So your 8th house, your 11th house, there's a lot of activity. The 2nd and the 9th house, Jupiter and Venus, both of them are in the sign exchange from 6th of November. So there's a lot of energy which is being generated. And what do I see? First of all, there is going to be a lot of social activity. Socially, things will improve quite a bit for you. And whatever you had to gain, or whatever had to come to you for a long time, you were waiting for it, is now going to start getting sorted out. So whatever was stuck, say it could be a rise, it could be some connection, or somebody important you want to meet, or something you wanted to collaborate somewhere, you want to basically make use of your social circle. So this is the time when things which were pending for a long time, maybe you were procrastinating, or naturally those things were not happening, are going to happen, right? So especially in the second half, when we see Saturn also becoming direct, so things are going to fructify for you. Your social presence will be felt, your fame game can go up, right? So an important time, especially the second half for the Aries ascendant. Also, this is a time when, as I mentioned, there's an exchange between Jupiter and Venus, second and ninth house. There could be a lot of support, from your family, from your father in terms of wealth, or there could be a lot of positive news which you get to hear from your family with regard to wealth. And this will especially hold true if you are in a joint business, with your father, with your family. So there are a lot of families where the father is in a business and the sons and daughters, their children carry on with the business, right? So there could be people who are in such situations may stand to gain better. Lady luck will shine on you. This is a good time. Venus is also coming to the Trikona, to the ninth house, after the 6th of November. So lady luck coming into the trine house is always taken well, taken as a good sign. And those of you, when I talk about the 8th house, there's a lot of potent energy out here. The 5th lord, the 6th lord, sun, Mercury, everybody's going to jam together in the 8th house. So this is a good time for people who are studying. If you are carrying on some research, if you're studying something very deep, or you're specializing in something, this is the time to make the most of it. You may get a lot of help from your environment. You may get a lot of support from your teachers, from your institute, from people around you, and it will enable you better. So this is a very enabling time, and you must make the most of it. For some people, especially if you're undergoing the 8th lord dasha, or Mangal dasha, Mars dasha, Mars is not in a good state in your natal chart also, then this could be a troublesome time, especially when it comes to inheritance issues or chronic health issues, right? So if it applies to you, you need to be very careful, right? Otherwise, marital relationships can also be seen to, they seem to be improving in times to come, so make the most of it. Then moving on to the next sign of Taurus. So if you're Taurus rising, Taurus ascendant, or Taurus lagna, we have Jupiter in the lagna in retrogression, right? So Jupiter is retrograde in the lagna. We have a lot of planets coming to your 7th house. A lot of focus is going to be there. We also have Venus moving into the 8th house, right? So Jupiter and Venus, there's a Rashi Parivartan happening there between the 1st and the 8th lord. Tricky for many charts. For some charts it's really good, turns out to be very good, I've seen, but in some charts it turns out to be a very tricky combination as well, right? Saturn, which is a very important planet for you, it's the 10th lord for you, yoga karak planet, 9th lord also, rules over your luck, rules over your karmsthan, right? It is becoming direct on the 15th of November. So how does all this affect you? It basically makes you focus a lot on relationships, first of all, because the ascendant lord itself is in the 7th house, and then it goes to the 8th house. A lot of focus on relationships. If you're looking at getting married, if you're looking at cementing a relationship, it could be a partnership, it could be marriage, it could be any deal. Whenever we look at the 7th house, we look at a deal, we look at a contract, right? Social contract. Now many people will say that marriage is also a social contract. It's a legal contract also, right? So you have to marry legally. So otherwise, partnerships are seen from the 7th house, or anywhere where you have to collaborate with other people, it's seen from the 7th house. So that energy is quite activated. So this is a great time for people looking at marriage, partnerships, collaborations, especially if you're in the field of education, in entertainment, social media, etc. This is going to be a very eventful month for you, provided you make the most of it, right? You'll have to generate efforts on your own as well. Apart from that, those of you who are who are stuck with some property matters, etc., legal hassles bothering you, this could be a time where some solutions may come through, or some more development happens towards land and property matters as well, right? So important time for that as well. If you are somebody who's taking up competitive exams or who's in a competitive situation, basically, whether you're writing an exam or you're preparing for an interview, whatever applies to you, you know, a state of competition applies to you, then this is the time to push the pedal, and luck will favor you. Saturn is also becoming direct in your 10th house. Sun is coming out of your 6th house, coming to the ascendant, aspecting the Lagna. Jupiter and Sun will be under mutual aspect. So there is going to be a lot of support, and you'll be able to gain better. So this is the time, whatever last minute efforts you are due to make, please go ahead and do it. Those of you, you know, if you're looking at a career wise forecast as to what is happening on the career front, things are going to get resolved slowly and gradually. Saturn is anyways towards is, you know, in the last few degrees, I mean another 6 months, Saturn 6-7 months, Saturn is anyways going to move out of the sign of Aquarius also, and it is becoming direct now, right? So things will start getting sorted for you, and career wise or work wise, this will bring in a lot of relief for people. And I have said this for the Taurus ascendant in the last, you know, couple of months also. Things are getting sorted for you, and slowly you are moving towards gain. So you have to be a little patient, especially when Saturn is your 10th lord, and it is in the 10th house right now. Currently it is transiting through the 10th house, so this is important to note. Whatever impatience you have, whatever you know, you might you know, lose your patience time and again, you may get tired of making efforts, but that's how the way of Saturn is. Things will move slow, and you've got to accept it. And when you accept it, things actually start moving in your favor. When you don't, you know, fight too much, or you don't get agitated too much, then nature helps out. Things start moving, getting sorted out gradually with your persistent efforts, because that is how Saturn is going to expect you to behave. So just align yourself and things will move in the right direction. And why I'm saying this for the Taurus ascendant is that I've got a lot of consultations with Taurus ascendants specifically about career and job and, you know, money related issues. So this is what I really wanted to, you know, talk about also. Then, as I mentioned, there's an exchange between the 1st and the 8th lord, Jupiter and Venus. So here inheritance matters, hidden matters may resurface, inheritance matters may come up for a lot of people. This is also an excellent time for people who want to go deep into astrology or occult related things, or if you're carrying out any research, or if you are into oil and mining sectors, archaeology, etc. All the hidden matters, wherever you have to, you know, work under wraps, or you have to maintain secrecy, uh, all these things will come to the limelight. You'll be able to gain better if you're working in anything related to these fields, right? Then moving on to the next sign of Gemini. So if you're a Gemini ascendant, Gemini rising, then Mercury is here in your 6th house. Mercury is also going to become retrograde by the end of the month. Sun is going to join Mercury by the middle of the month. Venus is going out to the 7th house, transiting out from the 6th, going to the 7th, aspecting the Lagna, which is again good because Venus is a good planet for you. It's the 5th lord, a trinal lord, and aspecting the Lagna, it's a good thing, more support to the Lagna. Also Saturn, which is again an important planet for you, your 9th lord, is also going to become direct. So here the first thing which I notice is that this is a time, you know, many of the Gemini ascendant people, Gemini Lagna, will feel very competitive and very restless, or might already be feeling so, right? You feel very restless, you want to achieve a lot, and maybe, you know, there's some dearth of time. There are a lot of things happening around you. Some of you may already be facing health issues, seasonal health issues. That is again a common problem with Gemini ascendant, right? Infections in the upper respiratory tract, or ENT related issues. All these things are also very common with Gemini ascendant, and many of you may also be facing a lot of issues, as I can see with the chart for Gemini. Right now, here, this is a time to take care of your health, and without worrying too much, get absorbed in work. Put in that effort, put in, rectify your daily schedule. Right, that is very important. This is a good time when the ascendant lord is in the 6th house. You can make positive changes towards your health, you can make positive changes towards your daily routine, make lifestyle changes. And when sun comes here, you'll be able to actually implement. Sun is your 3rd lord. Sun is anyways the natural Atma Karka. And Sun is the 3rd lord, the lord of the house of efforts, of parakram, of all the initiatives you take. So here, this is a wonderful time if you want to start with a good routine, you want to start exercising, you want to start with your yoga, with your pranayam, healthy exercises to beat your health issues, or even if you're healthy, you want to get better, work on your body and mind. This is a very good window in the month of November which you can get to work on yourself. And please take it as a piece of advice, because astrology is not only about predicting certain things, okay, this event and that event. Sometimes when you take the guidelines, when you align yourself, a lot of things naturally get better for you. So why not do it? I mean, there's nothing extra which you have to do. You just have to take care of your own body and mind, right? So apart from that, we have the 5th lord Venus coming to the 7th house. Again, a good opportunity for people who are in relationships to think about marriage. This is a good indicator towards marriage. So things may gradually develop towards a proper marriage ceremony you may plan in the coming future, in the coming few months. You may make up your mind as to whom you want to settle with. So things get sorted out towards a relationship front also. Work wise, be competitive, and you have to really work hard and achieve whatever has been pending or whatever you have thought about. And once you sort out your daily routine, a lot of things can be achieved, right? So this is very practical, because I talk very practically, and as a lot of people, a lot of my subscribers have also seen over over the period of time, whosoever has been listening to me, I believe in practical solutions to real life problems, right? So if you can take care of it, it'll really work for you, right? Apart from that, good time for pending journeys. If you have been pending some travel plans, some trips, this is a great time to do that as well. A lot of support from your father, from your elders is also on the cards. So gear up and prepare yourself this month. That is what I would tell the Gemini ascendant, right? Then moving on to the next ascendant of Cancer. So if Cancer is your rising sign, or your ascendant, your Lagna Rashi, we have Mars, the Yoga Karak planet for you. Mars is the 5th and the 10th lord. It's your Yoga Karak. Mars is in the ascendant, and it is in the state of debilitation also, and it's going to be here for a pretty long time, right? So apart from that, we have Sun moving out of your 4th house into the 5th, with Mercury and Venus in the sign of Scorpio. So there's a lot of activation of the 5th house of the sign of Scorpio for you, with Sun, Mercury and Venus all getting engaged over here. Venus is going to move out to the 6th house as well. And Jupiter is there in your 11th house, in the house of gains. Saturn again still in the 8th house, but is going to become direct by the middle of the month. So here I would say there could be a lot of gains for people who are in jobs, right? So it could be a change of location, it could be some promotion in your job, or a better profile. So something better comes through to you if you're working for somebody else, if you're in a service, right? So things can get better for you after the first half of November, things may get better. This is also a great time to work on your future plans, work on your skills, upskilling yourself. So a lot of people would look forward to signing up for new courses, doing some new certifications, etc. This is a great time. If you've been thinking about it, then please start it in this month of November. So great time to upskill for people who are in the technical fields, any kind of field, wherever you're specializing. This is a great time to build up your knowledge base, because knowledge or learning is something which you can never stop doing, right? So whichever field you are in, there's always enough to learn, right? So, and the more you start learning, the more you understand that you don't know, that you have to learn more. So it applies to all of us, whatever field we are in, right? So this is a great time to start upskilling, invest in yourself. Some expenditure may also come through on education for yourself, or for those of you who are in their 40s or 50s or 60s, you are spending on your children, then some expenditure towards children's education, towards their future is also on the cards. So expenditure is definitely on the cards, and it is going to be towards learning, towards research, towards creative pursuits also. So even if you want to learn something on the side, you want to enroll onto a painting class or learn something creative, pottery, sculpting, there's so many things. This is a great time. Do it, and you'll feel good when you enhance this, use this energy in the fifth house. Also, with Mercury being in the sign of Scorpio, Mercury is also your third lord, and the 12th lord. Mercury is not a very great plan for you, and it is going to be in a inimical sign also. One thing which you have to really take care of is your communication, especially with people younger to you or your kids. How are you communicating with them? How are they perceiving you, right? So this month you'll have to be very patient with your children. Whether you have small kids or you have big kids or you have kids who are married off, also doesn't matter. As a parent, you'll have to be very patient handling your children. So whichever way applies to you, you'll have to take care of that. Apart from that, a great time overall in terms of career wise, things may go normally and positively for you. And relationships wise also, if you have been having troubles towards joint money issues or problem with in-laws, etc., I think a lot of things will start getting sorted out as we go through the month, right? Then I move on to the next ascendant of Leo. So if you're a Leo ascendant, Leo rising, Sun is your ascendant lord, and Sun was in the, or rather is in the sign of debilitation, that is Libra in the third house. And this is not all that bad. A lot of people have debilitated suns. Anybody born between October mid to November mid will have a debilitated sun, so there is nothing to worry about it. But Sun is now, the good news is that Sun is coming out of debilitation in the transit, right? So transit Sun is coming out of a debilitation from the third house. It is coming to the fourth house, a very good position, a friendly sign, and getting together with friendly planets also. So this is a great time for you to focus on your education. If you're a student, if you're preparing for something, this is a great time to focus on your education. If you are a grown-up adult, you are looking at buying a house, or you're looking at investments in land, in property, etc., constructed property also, then this is a time when you could be spending money towards acquiring assets, right? So I'm not talking about vehicles, etc. here. I'm talking about land specifically. So land, plots, houses, anything like that, residential. This is going to be a time where your focus is going to be finding a property or upgrading your property, and expenditure is also on the way. Expenses are going to rise. Also, Venus which is your 10th lord, is coming to the 5th house, and Jupiter is in the 10th house. So there is a exchange between the 5th house lord and the 10th house lord, Venus and Jupiter. Gurus of, both of them are gurus. Jupiter is a guru, Venus is a guru, and they're exchanging signs. They are both considered benefics also. This can positively impact you, if you're looking at getting a job, if you're looking at a promotion coming through, relocation happening, something which is going to happen for your good or for your progress in terms of your career may take place if you're due for it, right? So it again depends on your dasha. If you're due for it, if you have been looking forward to it, this will be a great time. You may hear positive news, luck may also favor you, right? So this is a great time for that. Also, one thing which you need to take care of is your mother's health during this time, because post the first half, like in the second half of November, you've got to be careful with your mother's health. If it applies to you, if she's not been keeping well, then you need to take extra care of her. Also, on the relationship front, whether it is marriage, whether it is any contracts, any deed which you are about to sign, try to sign it in the second half of November, right? So look at the Saturn becoming direct, look at the second half of November, and then you can look forward to signing or legalizing anything concrete, any contract, any partnership, etc. So these things can be done in the second half. Otherwise, work wise, etc., as I said, things are looking good, and overall for the Leo ascendant, things are going to start looking better. Then moving on to the next sign of Virgo. So if you're a Virgo ascendant or a Virgo rising, then Mercury, your ascendant lord, is in the 3rd house right now. It is in an inimical sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is a Martian sign ruled by Mars, and Mercury happens to be there. Mercury is also going to become retrograde in the 3rd house itself by the 25th of November. Sun, which is in the 2nd house currently, is also going to join Mercury in the 2nd half by the 16th of November. Venus, which was there, is going to come out and come to the 4th house. Jupiter, again an important planet for you, because it rules the other two Kendra Bhavas, that is the sign of Sagittarius as well as Pisces, is also in the 9th house. There's going to be an exchange between the 4th and the 9th lord as well. Saturn becomes direct. Saturn is your 6th lord. It is going to become direct. So what does this all translate for you as? First of all, you need to take care of your health, because this is not going to be a very great time for the Virgo ascendant. You may undergo some mental stress or misunderstandings in communication with people, sometimes between you and your spouse also. So there are high chances of misunderstanding or getting misquoted, getting misinterpreted, misperceived by people. So that is something which you really need to take care of. Confidence levels may also be a little shaky. So whatever you do, be patient and, step out with confidence. Whatever situation you are in, you need to keep that motivation and confidence levels up. Also, for some, this is going to be a time of travel. If you are traveling for education purpose, or if you're traveling out of your house, this is going to be a period of travel. For some, it's also going to be a period of relocation. So if you're moving out, or there would be a change in your daily routine as the month ends, as November ends, right? So there could be a change. Either you start adopting a new schedule, or your daily routine is going to change, right? So there are going to be changes, and you've got to embrace those changes. Changes are for good. These are positive changes which are coming through in your routine, in your schedule, right? So that is something which the Virgo ascendant's got to be prepared for. If you are undergoing any health issues like thyroid issues or endocrine disorders, then you've got to take extra care of your health. right? So thyroid, nervous issues, endocrine problems, diabetes, etc. Take extra care of yourself. Also, for some of the Virgo people, your parents may really help you, progress up. So there could be a lot of uh, there could be many chances where your parents are helping you out in situations of stress or whenever you need help. So this is going to be a time where you get support from them. So that is something which I definitely see for the Virgo ascendant. Apart from that, work wise also, a lot of you will end up traveling a lot, and it may not be a very fruitful travel, right? So travel chances are highly up. A lot of short distance travels, sometimes very fruitless trips, which you just have to undergo and you don't enjoy those trips or nothing comes out of it. Those kind of useless trips can also be there on the cards, right? So be ready for that as well. Be a little patient with your social circle, because many of you may lose your temper over social situations, which usually Virgo ascendant doesn't, because Virgo people are very, practical, and they are calculative to some extent also, I would say, but more or less practical, or they don't want to displease others so soon, right? So uh, but in certain social situations, you may lose your temper, you may lose your patience. You've got to be a little careful there. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Libra. So if you're a Libra ascendant, Sun is currently transiting through your Lagna, right? Sun is in a position of debilitation in your Lagna. Sun is your 11th lord. The last month has been a period of gains for you, especially monetary gains. And now Sun is moving to the second house as well on the 16th of November, where you have Mercury, you have your ascendant lord Venus. Venus will also move to your third house in the sign of Sagittarius, and there'll be an exchange between Venus and Jupiter, third and eighth, exchanging two malefic houses, exchanging their lords for some time in transit. So that is something very interesting which I see. And we have Saturn, your Yoga Karak planet. Saturn is also going to become direct by the 15th of November. Mars is in a position of debilitation. Mars is again an important planet for you, 7th lord, 2nd lord, Marka planet, and in the position of debilitation in the 10th house. Things have been challenging for the Libra ascendant, right? Things have been challenging. Work wise, you may be coming across situations as you have been, earlier also, in the last month also, and this month also. I see similar things. Work wise, you may be in challenging situations where you may be losing your cool, you may be losing your patience. There could be disagreements, conflicts with your superiors, with your work colleagues. That is a situation which you have to duck out of. That is something which I definitely see happening. You may lose your patience, so learn to handle things diplomatically. I think that will be the best thing, because while Mars is here in the 10th house for such a long time, another 6-7 months Mars is going to be here. You can't be getting into conflicts time and again with people, so learn to be diplomatic. I think that is what Mars is teaching you also, to be here in the place of work, in the place of your karmsthan, your profession, right? So that is something which you have to definitely take care of. Apart from this, financially, I think this is a good time. Inheritance matters, if they are stuck, they could see some progress. If you have to undergo any long journey, I think this is also a good time. This may be a place, there may be a time and place, you have to travel and finish those long pending journeys, those trips. High chances of that as well. Good time to focus on your children, focus on your own learning, on your own skills. Good time to learn new things, right? So that is something which you can definitely take care of. Property matters, if stuck, may also see some positive traction. So overall, this is a mixed month for the Libra ascendant. The main issue is the work related things. Even if you're not working, like many people message me, and many people leave in the comment section also, they say that I'm not working, I'm a homemaker, so how does it apply to me? in your case also, you've got to be, whatever karma you're generating, you're taking care of your house, you're taking care of your family. Here also, this is the karma which you're generating, right? So that becomes your karma sthan. And there also you may be required to be a little impatient, you may be required to be a little patient, you may be impatient, right? So you have to build more focus and learn to handle everybody diplomatically, right? So that is something again which Mars is teaching us over here, and this is a big learning. This is a big learning for the Libra ascendant, and I am seeing this in my consultations also, where people are getting into some kind of conflicts with their partners or with their colleagues, etc. So Mars here is going to be here till June, so please brace up for this and be ready for handling workplace issues, right? Apart from that, in terms of relationships, etc., this month seems to be okay. There's nothing great which I see, but yeah, your temper can be really difficult to handle sometimes, right? So temper has to be controlled overall. Then moving on to the next sign of Scorpio. So for Scorpio, we see Mercury. Mercury is your 11th lord, and it is currently in the Lagna. Mercury is also going to become retrograde on the 25th of November. We have Venus, but Venus is going to be exiting out to the second house. Sun is going to come out of the 12th house and into your ascendant. Sun again coming to the ascendant is a great thing. Sun is your 10th lord also, and in the ascendant, when it comes, when it transits through, it's going to create good opportunities for you. It's going to create a lot of opportunities to work better for yourself, or focus more on your work, right? So this is a good transit. You know, the Sun's transit is going to do you a lot of good. Apart from that, we also see Jupiter in the 7th house. Jupiter and Venus are going to exchange signs after 6th of November. So there's a Rashi Parivartan over here as well. Again, positive indications. Venus coming to the second house. Venus is anyways the planet of wealth. Venus is represents wealth and luxury and Lakshmi and cash flow also. Jupiter is also a benefic. Both of them are benefic planets, wealth bestowers, wealth givers, and the exchanging signs. So here your partner may benefit out. You may benefit, or you may get help from your partner, or overall your joint finances, your joint money may increase because your partner has come into some good opportunities. So overall the family money, family wealth increases, especially if you're undergoing a good dasha, right? If you're undergoing a good dasha, there's definitely going to be increase towards your family money or family wealth. Saturn is also becoming direct in your 4th house on the 15th of November. Saturn again is an important planet for you. It's the 4th lord, it's the 3rd lord also. So here things may get settled at the home front also, especially if you have been facing difficulties, like ill health of your mother, or challenges at home, demanding situations at home. You have been doing some renovation or doing some repair work, or there's been a lot of expenditure towards your home, etc. Then all these things will start getting will get tapered down, and you'll get relief. Things will come to completion now. So otherwise, this is a great month for the Scorpio ascendant. Work wise, you will get good opportunities, and please make the most of them. Your efforts will also pay off. Saturn is going to be aspecting the 10th house as well as the 10th lord, right? Saturn is the planet of service, and Saturn is the ultimate blessing giver. So Saturn is now becoming direct, and whatever efforts you have been doing, now things will start paying off gradually. So all the best to you. Then moving on to the next sign of Sagittarius. So if you are a Sagittarius ascendant or a Sagittarius rising, then we see Venus coming to your ascendant. Venus is your 11th lord. Venus is your 6th lord also. Very tricky planet for you. In fact, for the Sagittarius ascendant, Venus is taken as a malefic, right? So it's a 6th lord and the 11th lord. Now 11th lord is very good for all your material gains and money and cash flow and all that. But health wise, Venus is not taken to be a very positive planet for the Sagittarius ascendant, right? So it's a malefic in fact. But Venus is coming out of the 12th house, entering the first house on the 6th of November. Sun is going to be coming to your 12th house. So there is your 12th house will have Sun and Mercury. Mercury is already there. It's going to become retrograde also. There's an aspect of Jupiter over Sun and Mercury. Jupiter is your Lagnesh in the 6th house currently. So we have a lot of activation of the Trig Bhavas, the 6th as well as the 12th Bhavas. And Venus is going to come to the Lagna, as I mentioned. So here, this is a time to take care of your health. Lifestyle changes, as I said. Good routine, good food, good exercise routine, lifestyle changes, yoga, pranayam, whatever you can do for your body, whatever you can do for your overall health, is going to really pay off. And this is a time, if you want to avoid any long-term health issues, especially if you're in your 40s or 50s, this is the time where when your body is aging and you need to take care of yourself, right? 40s, 50s and thereafter. In fact, you have to take care of your body all the times, even if you're a youngster, even if you're 17, 18 years old. But still, this is the time when the aging process is catching up, and you have to be more conscious of what you're doing with your health. So this is a great time to start taking care of your health if you don't want any chronic issues later. Because when the 6th lord gains a lot of strength, then there are always chronic issues, and I've seen this in many charts. Venus is also coming to the ascendant. There's an exchange between the 1st and the 6th, as in Jupiter and Venus are exchanging signs also. So if you take care of your food, your routine and all that, this is going to be good. You'll pass through this time. But if you're careless, then this will increase medical expenditure, hospital bills and all those things. It may not increase it now, but gradually as the month progresses and in future, there may be chances of medical expenses rising. Jupiter is anyways there in your 6th house till the next transit of Jupiter, that is in the month of May, right? So we still have about 6 months. So this is a good time to buckle up and take care of yourself. Apart from that, if you have any legal issues pending, right? If you're fighting any legal dispute, then this will be a time when things may start sorting out, right? You may gain out of it. It all depends on your dasha also. I mean, you really can't ignore the dasha. So the 6th lord and the 11th lord, Venus is coming to the ascendant. Lot of things may start getting sorted out. You may start getting closure. Jupiter is anyways in the 6th house, so legal issues, legal disputes may start sorting themselves out. Apart from that, also take care of your health in terms of avoiding rash driving or doing any adventurous activities. While Mars is there in your 8th house, Mars is there. It's the 5th lord, but it's also the 12th lord, and it is in the 8th house in the Trig Bhava in the state of debilitation till June. That is a long enough time. So anything rash which you want to do, please avoid that. Anything adventurous which you want to, wherever you want to be, rash driving, road rage, or even simple things like bursting crackers or playing with electrical gadgets. So if you see a set of people, maybe the Sagittarius ascendant who's actually having Mars here right now, and natal Mars is also not in a good position, maybe the one who actually burns his hands with the cracker, or gets cuts and burns. So that is the kind of probability I'm talking about. So Sagittarius ascendant has to be really careful and not be very not be a risk taker during this time, especially till June. So take care of your health. That is the first and the foremost thing which I see. Overall, Venus is, as I said, coming to the Lagna. So your net worth is anyways going to increase. Material wealth is going to increase. Health may see a little downtime, or you have to be careful there. But wealth-wise, this is a time for your net worth increasing. So you may end up making a deal where you make a very good deal. You may get very positive results out of it. Some people will also look at sale of land, sale of property, sale of vehicles, etc., or dealing in high quality or luxurious vehicles. So with Diwali around the corner, there might be a lot of people who will end up buying a lot of luxury cars also. So that is also possible for you. Also, some short trips are also on the cards for the Sagittarius ascendant. Otherwise, work wise, this period seems to be nice. Those of you who are engaged with any foreign contact, you are into import or export, you're working with the foreign MNC, or anyhow you're connected with overseas work or overseas clients, you'll see a lot of positive news and gains this month. As I said, cash flow and wealth is going to be very good for the Sagittarius ascendant. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Capricorn. So if you're a Capricorn ascendant, Saturn, your Lagnesh, is going to be in the second house. It is there, it is retrograde right now, but on the 15th of November, Saturn is going to become direct. And we also have Mars aspecting your Lagna. Mars is in a position of debilitation in the 7th house. Not very great for relationships, not a very great time to get married or commit yourself to relationships, long-term commitment, of course marriage, right? So not a very great time for that. Sun is currently debilitated in your 10th house, and Sun is going to be moving out into your 11th house. Mercury is going to be there, Venus is there. Venus will also move out into the 12th house, and there'll be an exchange between 5th and 12th, Jupiter and Venus, right? So there's an Rashi exchange also happening. This is a time to focus on your social circles. A lot of people who have been waiting for some gains or some contacts to come through, or some collaborations to happen for a long time, you've been waiting to hear from people. You may end up hearing now, you may get those news now, you may get to connect with those people now, you will network better this month, right? So there's a lot of energy in the 11th house right now, which I see for you. Also work wise, a lot of connections happening with overseas clients, with faraway places. Some of you may also end up traveling quite a bit because of work, and it is going to be a good or a fruitful travel also, right? So short-term travels is definitely what I see for you. Apart from that, Jupiter and Venus are also exchanging signs, as I mentioned, 5th lord as well as 12th lord. Education wise, you may end up traveling or moving out of your home. That can happen. Or for your creative pursuits or for your entertainment purposes, you make big ticket expenditures, right? So taking a luxury trip somewhere, or taking a holiday trip somewhere, booking that holiday trip. So all that, account getting debited, I definitely see that. So expenditure is definitely there, right? Either it's going to be an entertainment or it's going to be on knowledge building. So enrolling into a new course, understanding some new art or some new art form or new skill is there, and I would advise you to take up such things as well, right? So to enhance this energy. Those of you who are looking at competitive exams, you're a student, etc., then this could be a little challenging time. Concentration on your work, concentration on your studies is required. You may end up wasting a lot of time and may regret later. So this is a time to stay focused, so stay focused on whatever you have to do, your studies, etc., and minimize social contact, right? So many of you will hate me for saying this, but yeah, that is how you'll be able to conserve your energy and go ahead with more time dedicated towards your studies or towards your preparation. That is something which I definitely see here. Relationship wise, not a great time, as I mentioned, to commit to a long-term relationship. Wait out for some time. Then moving on to the next ascendant of Aquarius. So if you are Aquarius ascendant or Aquarius rising, then we have Saturn, your Lagnesh, in the first lord, in the first house, and Saturn is also going to become direct by the 15th of November. So there is a lot of things are going to start moving for you, right? Anyways, Aquarius ascendant is I have seen that Aquarius people have to wait out quite a bit for getting things for themselves. Aquarius ascendant does face a lot of challenging times, especially if you have got the wrong dasha pattern also, or a challenging, I would not say wrong, or a challenging dasha pattern at the time of birth. Right, so Saturn will become direct. Saturn is in the Lagna, in the Mool Trikon Rashi, and this happens only once in 29-30 years. So make the most of it. Work on yourself, work on improving yourself, work on upgrading yourself. That is what is required, and do it while Saturn is here in the sign of Aquarius before it makes the exit towards the sign of Pisces next year. Right. Apart from that, we have Mars debilitated in your sixth house. Lot of challenging situations at workplace, in your daily routine. Some people may be staying away from home or traveling too frequently from their family location to the place of work. So lot of travels or lot of discomfort is also seen for the Aquarius ascendant. Mars is also your third lord and in a position of debilitation. So a lot of uneasiness or challenging travels or not being too comfortable is also there. Then we have Sun in the ninth house. Sun is in the position of debilitation, and it is going to move out of the ninth house, come to your 10th house. Some good news, right? Something better now happening. And Mercury and Venus are there. Mercury is also going to become retrograde. So we also have an exchange between Jupiter and Venus. Venus is going to be in the 11th house and Jupiter is in the 4th house for you. This is a good sign, or this is a good point which I definitely see for the Aquarius ascendant. Jupiter, which is your 11th lord in the 4th house, is a good indication in terms of buying a new house, buying a new property, or investing your money properly. And in the last year or so, a lot of people would have done it also, bought a house or upgraded their house, decorated it, or spent a lot of money on the house, right? So here again, those chances are definitely seen. Jupiter and Venus exchanging houses, period of gains for you, or if for some people it may also be an inheritance coming through, right? Some inherited items may come through, some luxury items may come to you, your siblings may also gift you something. So these kind of things are definitely seen. Gains from mother is also seen, right? So gains from mother, gains from your siblings, etc., that can be seen. Also, Jupiter and Venus both are benefic planets. Both are, Venus is also your yoga karak planet, right? And it is in the 11th house. So a very good period of gains. Those whatever gain you have, you might be looking at gaining new education, you might be looking at gaining a house, you may be looking at a peaceful time at home, a break from work, etc. All these things are possible for you, possible for the Aquarius ascendant, right? And you can do it. November is a good month for you to do it as well. Also, the 10th house is also energized. So if you are all waiting for your new job opportunity, if you're a new job seeker, etc., this is a time to keep applying. You may get some good news, you may get a good chance of employment, getting employed at an organization. If you're in the service, if you're a service professional, that is something which I'm talking about. So this is a great time for you to seek out, or if you're looking for a job change, also this is a great time, right? Then moving on to the next and the last ascendant of Pisces. So if you're a Pisces ascendant or a Pisces Lagna, we have Rahu in the first house. Rahu is currently transiting through the first house. And then we have Ketu in the 7th. We have Jupiter in retrograde motion in the 3rd house. Mars is debilitated. Mars is your 9th lord. Mars is debilitated in the 5th house. So another trinal lord, 9th lord, which is a Trikon Bhav, and Mars is debilitated in the 5th house. So again, interesting position. Then we have Sun coming out of your 8th house into the 9th house. So things will start getting better as this month progresses, as sun also moves out and your 8th house gets empty, right? So sun, Mercury, Venus in the 9th house render good support to you, right? Render good support to you in terms of education, in terms of support from your elders, support from your teachers, gurus, more focus on education, more focus on learning, etc. All these things can happen. Luck will also support you during this time, right? There's also an aspect of Jupiter on the 9th house, so all these things are working better. They are aspecting the Lagnesh, that is Jupiter, so a lot of things will work better for you. Also a good time where Pisces ascendant would like to take up travels towards holy places, faraway places, or take up a lot of trips around, right? So that can also be possible during this time. Saturn is becoming direct in your 12th house by the 15th of November. Venus is going to exit out of the 9th house and come to the 10th house. There will be an exchange between the 3rd and the 10th lords, that is Jupiter and Venus. For some people, if you're running the right dasha, then this is going to be a great time where you get to change jobs or relocate also, right? So those chances are definitely seen, or some of you may end up traveling quite a bit because of work during this time. So travel is definitely up for the Pisces ascendant, and work wise you will stay busy. You'll get a lot of opportunities. Sudden opportunities can come up also at work, so be very vigilant and grab those opportunities which come to you, right? Important for you. And also, if you are if you're taking care of your father, father needs health care, etc., father needs support from you, then this is the time to be a little more cautious towards your father's health, right? So that is something which I would definitely ask you to check up on as well. Mars is there in the 5th house in a position of debilitation, so again focus on children, or in some cases chances of getting dissatisfied or being dissatisfied with your children or their behavior, or your relationship can be impacted. So make efforts towards working with your children or getting together with them, trying to understand their mindset as well. That is again very important for the Pisces ascendant. So overall this is a mixed month for you as well, but take care, and God bless all of you. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.